What's up guys, you got Christopher here, and today I'm going to show you the VooPoo Drag. This thing's hyper accurate. Like, the chip that they put inside of it is probably the fastest firing chip I've ever used. It fires within less than a second, where most other devices can kind of take a while where you're sitting there waiting where your hit's at. One thing that's really neat about this as well is you can build all the way down to 0.05 ohms as long as you're under 130 watts. It's got a super mode above 130 and it goes to a max of 157 because that's really all that dual batteries can hit at. So once you're above that 130 watts, it's in super mode. Super mode, you get extreme power and it fires right off the bat every time. It's almost like when I'm locking or turning the device off, vapor starts to come out of it because it fires that fast. It's got a couple other neat features inside of it. It's also got this really pretty resin on the side as well. Like, seeing that red match up with the resin just kind of blows my mind every time. And then also having an Ultim drip tip matching your e-liquid, everything's perfect. So let's hop on to the next frame. I'm gonna show you some close-ups of this guy. We're gonna dive down into the screen and whatnot, and I'll see you all there. And here it is, the box for the VooPoo Drag. Really surprised by the box, especially this being a brand new device on the market. You got really simplistic explanation on the back on what it comes with. But let's go ahead and pop her open. The Drag. Super beautiful device. All of them come with the resin showing face up. So we'll pull that guy out, put him here. And then under here is where you got all your extras. And there's really not too many. You've got your little directions for the Drag, and I really recommend you do a read through those. There's a lot of functions in there that maybe I might not cover that are really neat functions in there. You have your warranty card, and then also too, you have a card proving authenticity of this being a gene chip. The gene chip is that chip that hits within 0.5, or what VooPoo says is that it hits within 0.35 seconds. But what I found, it hits like under a second with every single hit. And then other than that, you got a charging cord for it, which you can charge this device through the cord. It takes about 3 hours for a full charge from a dead battery. So let's hop on over to the next frame, guys, and I'll show you more close-ups of the device. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, big ol' lettering, Drag. And it's actually really nice laser etching into the paint. I don't see that ever coming off. On the other side, you've got that real beautiful resin that it has, and each device is unique to its own. This resin's never gonna be the same for two devices. For the top on your 510, it's really well machined. Like, every single spot on this device that they thought of, they did a really good job, all the way down to even into the battery sled. All the plastic's really nice in there. You can't see anything other than plastic, no other parts, just one sticker. And then you have plastic on the other side of your battery door to help stop arcing. Throw that back on, magnetic if you didn't notice. So let's go to the screen. When you hold your up wattage button and the fire button at the same time, it'll lock your device. Really nice lock and put it in your pocket. Let's go ahead and unlock it now. When you hold the minus wattage button and the fire button at the same time, flips the screen. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, this device is already the perfect one for you. So let's go ahead and pop into the menu function. If you hold both of these wattage buttons at the same time, you'll be greeted with this. This is for wattage. This is your mode curve setting function. This is turning wattage into voltage mode. And then you have your serial number as well as the, that was the version number of the firmware. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pop into the mode curve function. This thing's a little bit interesting. You have about 5 of these modes. And to adjust them, it's 4 clicks of the fire button. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can adjust each one of them all the way up to 157 watts each, all the way down to 5 watts each. And to scroll through them, you just click on the fire button. And once you have all your correct ones selected, we're just gonna set it like this for now. Hold the fire button, and you'll be on that mode setting. So let's go ahead and hold those buttons again. Over here, you've got wattage to voltage. So if you just wanna use straight voltage, like me, I like vaping around 4 volts, that's the best part for you. So let's go back. And we'll hop back into wattage mode. Ooh, you gotta actually do this. You gotta go voltage to wattage. So let's go ahead and put this down to, like, say 50 watts. I have an atomizer over here and it reads at 0.15 ohms. Anytime you throw a tank, RDA, RTA, rebuildable dripping tank atomizer, it'll ask you if it's a new coil. So when you say yes, it'll set it to the optimum wattage for that coil. And like I said, I like hitting around 4 volts. So let's see. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is hitting around 3.6 to 3.7 volts. So it's already perfect for me. I'll just bump it up a little bit from here and then go on my way tooting at my vape. To go through all the different temperature control settings, yes, this has temperature control too. 1, 2, 3 on the fire button. And you go into stainless steel, nickel, titanium, and back to wattage. So it's pretty simple, really easy to figure out. And then also another neat thing too is there actually is a firmware, which I believe you can find on VooPoo's website, where you can do different logos on the screen, you can change the settings, you can see a puff counter and whatnot. So this device definitely has a lot of customizations to it. Not only is it really beautiful, real pretty, makes everything look nice, especially if you color coordinate. It's really an on-point kind of device. Like VooPoo did a great job trying to figure out what's gonna work best, especially with 157 watts. Like you don't really need any bit more than that. And then the chip as well, being able to hit in less than a second. So like you just hold that for a second and it fires. It's pretty great. So let's jump on to the next frame. I'll tell you a couple more little extras that this guy has and even some tips for it too. So I'll see you all there. This thing's really been a pleasure to use. It hits like that every single time. And it kind of makes you want to vape even more, honestly, because you just enjoy the hit that much more. You don't have to wait for it. I have the directions out here. One thing I thought that was neat that not a lot of manufacturers actually do is they added some tips in here, just some little ones. Like charging time is about 3 hours under 5 volt 2 amp current. It supports vaping while charging as well. There's also a couple other tips in there too. So I would check this manual out if I were you guys. There's a lot of things in here that really help you kind of more understand the device and get a more enjoyable vape. This device, I will say one thing that it's not really too much of a con for me, but it might be a con for some of you guys, is the edges are a little bit sharp. But honestly, it really reminds me of like the old heydays of vaping when box mods were first starting to come out. Everything was like a box, just like this. This looks a lot like the IPv3, if anybody remembers that. It had that kind of cutout shape on each side with pointed corners on opposite sides. You know, other than that, there's not too much else I can say about this device. I don't know if I missed anything or not, but hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This thing's been a pleasure to use, and I plan on getting one pretty soon. So thank you guys so much all for watching. Really appreciate y'all being here. Hope to see you next time, and don't forget, keep it beast.